See you in a bit. Welcome to another video. In this one, we're going to be doing some repairs to the Mini. We have been on track, as you can see from the sticker at the top of the window. We've been on a Donington track day and it was fantastic. We do have some repairs to make and we've got a load of new upgrades since the track day that have all got to go on. So in this video, I'm going to show you some of the work that's being done and we're going to have a look at getting some repairs sorted, ready for the next track session as well. So the biggest thing that we've had to deal with is the exhaust manifold that I fitted like 2 weeks ago blew a hole. So this is a new Gravity Systems one, which I put a heat wrap on. Heat wrap's actually still wet because I only did that last night. But this has got to go on the car, and that is hopefully this morning's job. But while we're here, we're going to drop the whole exhaust as well because it's just badly fitted. Fitted it in a rush and didn't do a very good job. You might have seen on a previous video, I did have a bit of a nightmare with it. So I bought a whole load of new accessories again to try and get it fitted properly. And we're going to get the whole thing off, try and realign it, get it lined up properly, and get it back on the car. Now, that's the only thing that's stopping us going back on the track. And I'd like to get some more done this month or next. But there are a few other bits that have been added as well. You can see here, seats not fitted properly. That's because we've got a bucket seats ready to go in, but I don't have the subframes for them, so that's not getting done. But what we do have is a brand new, used, second-hand, new to me, Momo steering wheel, which is quite cool. So this is actually off my Nova. So I'm robbing parts off my old Nova again. So I don't think it's actually done many miles, but it has been on the Nova for 15 years. And it's in absolute immaculate condition, other than a tiny little knot there, which I might get some leather paint on just to clear up. Other than that, it's mint. So I'm really happy with that. We was able to salvage that off the old car. But yeah, let's get this one in the air and see about getting this exhaust sorted. Job number one before we get the car in the air is actually to get these nuts and bolts out down here. So there's 8 in the exhaust manifold. Bit of a pig to get to some of them, but it went on and off all right last time. The worst bit was getting it out past the heat shields, but I'm practicing now because I've done it twice this month. We're nearly done on this one, exhaust manifold off that is. And I just wanted to, before I did it, you can see it still look. Before I did it, I just wanted to get under the car and show you the tricky bits and what I figured out the hard way last time and what's gone a lot easier this time. So we'll have a look around the car and I'll just show you what issues I've run into and how I fixed them. So from the top, the most difficult bit was getting access to the bolts. Now, I've got a nice little tray over here, keeping all my bolts nice. And I've got a selection of different sizes. I needed big bars for cracking the nuts, and then a whole bunch of different sizes of halves and quarters and 3/4 just to get in there around the pipes. That was the really tricky bit. And then once it's down, if you unbolt this, this is a power steering fluid reservoir, and then under here, these pipes, if you get your arm in, you can, as you can see, I've got them in front of the manifold now. So that makes life a lot easier because it will slide down now. Previously it wouldn't, it was catching on them pipes. And then under the car, you can see I've got one heat shield off. Now that is just this passenger side. There's a couple of these flat washers here, like this sort of thing. There's one here, and there's one just around the corner here. And then there's 2 like screw bolts, one here and one just around the back of there where you can see the manifold's touching the heat shield at the minute. That's where the extra one is. Now, once you've got to this stage and you've got them power steering pipes just the other side of the manifold, it should just twist around and fall out. You don't need to move the clutch cables, but as you can see, this heat shield would have gone in front of those. So I've got loads of extra space now, it's been removed. So that's down, and that was an absolutely horrible job. Now it's got the wrap on it. When it went in, it was damp. So all the particles and dust and that off it just kind of stayed on the manifold. But now it's dry and I've tried to pull it out. I've got absolutely covered in the stuff. So let's drag this out, and you can already see the damage here. It's actually blown a hole in the heat shield as well under the car. So let's get this side by side of my new one and just take a look at it. So there they are side by side, and you can see the state of them. This flexi here has been really compressed. And that's the new one. And then in here, you can see just how closed up it is. It should look like that. Okay. And then comparing the heat wraps, obviously I've had a practice run, so my newer one looks a bit better than the original. It's not taken very well though. Maybe that's all the moving around with the sockets and dragging it out that's caused that, but there we go, quite happy. They look very similar. This one here, I couldn't get the wrap between the pipes. They're too close together, whereas this one I could. There's a bit more space. So I've got a bit missing there, I've noticed. Maybe I need to get another steel tie wrap around that one. Okay, good to go. Let's get it on the car. In fact, no, getting the rest of the exhaust off the car first. One of the jobs we're doing while we're under here is fitting this Vibra-Technics engine mount at the rear. I know you can get bush inserts for these, but the price on the bushes wasn't far off the price of one of these. So I've gone with the upgraded engine mount for this one. And then for the other two, I'm just going to go in with the bushes because they were quite cheap. Now, this, I think, is, if the engine's moving backwards and forwards a lot here, it's going to be putting a lot of stress on that flexi pipe, which is why I've gone for the bottom one being the uprated one. Fast forward a day, and was it 2 days? Might be 2 days. And we are back on the mend-ish. So the wheels are still on, backs are about to go on, the exhaust has been fully refitted. So we've got a full under system, you know, all the brackets and clamps and all of that, all fitted back on. So let me show you that. So there's the exhaust manifold, the flex is in place, nice and tight bolted. I've put a new central plate on with some nice stainless bolts, shouldn't rust. All fitted up at the back. There's a proper size sleeve on there now. Now that's a 70mm one. Previously I was trying to get a 65mm on, it just wouldn't go right. That is drying, it's got some liquid moly on, exhaust paste. So that's been drying for about an hour. You're supposed to let it dry with exhaust heat, but I think because it's so runny, I'm a bit worried that it'll just blow out the gaps if I start it straight away. So I'm going to give it an hour or two, might even leave it overnight, but I would like to see it working tonight. And we can get it going, and hopefully we'll be back on the road. So I'm going to build the car back up, get it back on the wheels, and then we'll go. Oh, one more thing I did do, actually. Let me show you under here. I thought it was these that needed pulling out and replacing. But then when I looked underneath and lined it up, it's actually there. I had to drill a hole out and put a new bolt in one of the 4 of them. Well, there's 2 brackets, but with 4 bolts. So that's been sorted. I've also been on my travels a bit today, and I've picked up my next project, which is a rear subframe. So I've got the R53, whatever they're called, control arms maybe, camber arms. I don't know, we'll find out. It's got an uprated roll bar. I don't know the brand, but it's blue, so it must be good because it matches the car. And it's got a multi-position mounting point on it, which on here you don't have. So if you look under here, look, you just have the one. So it's definitely an uprated version. What brand it is, I don't know. I'll try and see if there's any stickers on it. And the idea of this is I'm going to strip it all down, shot blast and powder coat it where needed. I'm going to replace all the bushes. Obviously the suspension can come off from what's on the car already, and everything will be tidied up tight, nice, ready to go. It's even got brakes and everything on there, so I might rebuild the calipers because I've had problems with mine sticking, and although I did strip them down and clean them, it could be a good chance here to rebuild the calipers on the back of these, get it all nice, replace the handbrake cables and all that sort of thing. And I've got a full subframe for the rear ready to go, and it can just all bolt up in one go then, and all the bushes done and everything all at once. However, it's probably going to be a winter job, so I'll do that the rest of the summer. I'm going to get some track days in, and then come winter, I'll have that lot off. Because like the exhaust has got to come down and everything again, and I'm not ready for that sort of thing yet. I just want to drive. I really, really want to be driving. So I'm going to try and get another track day booked, and hopefully we can get back out on track because the last one was cracking. But I think that wraps up this video. What I'll do is I'll stick a clip at the end of the video just of what I've got at the Mini going around Donington, which wasn't very many because I was driving, and my dad had a drive as well, but he did do some videos on his old potato phone of me going down the main straight. And you can see the flames coming out the broken manifold as well, which is quite cool. So I'll stick them on there, and until then, we'll see you on the next episode. Thanks for sticking around. And as ever, like, subscribe, let me know your feedback, and we'll see you next time.